There's one thing a lot of cat owners get wrong. When cats act strange, we assume they're unpredictable, moody, or maybe even a little crazy. But most of the time, it's not weirdness. It's language. Has your cat ever been enjoying being petted, purring, eyes half closed, looking completely relaxed, and then suddenly turned around and lightly bit you? Or sat perfectly still, staring at a corner of the room like it could see something you couldn't? Maybe it sprints through the house in the middle of the night. Maybe it brings you a toy or something worse and drops it right in front of you. None of those behaviors are random. And they're definitely not meaningless. Behind every strange thing your cat does, there's instinct, there's emotion, and sometimes there's something about how your cat feels about you. In this video, you're going to understand why cats do these things that seem so confusing. And by the end, there's one behavior many people think is completely ordinary, but it may actually be one of the deepest signs of trust and affection your cat can give you. 1. When your cat suddenly bites you while you're petting them. This is one of the most confusing moments for cat owners. Your cat is lying there calmly, purring, eyes half closed. Everything seems perfect. And you think, finally, they're really enjoying this. Then a few seconds later, they turn around and bite your hand. A lot of people feel hurt when that happens. And honestly, it makes sense. You were being affectionate. You were trying to love your cat. So why would they respond like that? But a lot of the time, it's not aggression. It's overload. A cat's body is more sensitive than most people realize. A type of touch that feels good at first can quickly shift from comforting to overwhelming if it goes on too long. This is often called petting overstimulation. In simple terms, your cat's nervous system is saying, "That's enough." That isn't moodiness. It's instinct. But it's also communication. What's especially telling is that many cats don't walk away right away. They stay near you, but use their teeth when the quieter signals were missed. And that bite usually doesn't mean "I hate you." It means, "I don't want any more." So pay attention to the signs that come first. A flicking tail, rippling skin along the back, turning ears, or a body that suddenly gets tense. If you stop before your cat has to bite, your cat starts to feel something important. That you actually understand their language. 2. When your cat stares into empty space. There are moments when your cat seems completely normal, and then suddenly freezes, eyes wide, ears pointed forward, staring at a corner of the room, the hallway, or some empty space above your head. And honestly, that's enough to make a lot of people uneasy. The most common assumption comes right away. They must be seeing something you can't. And in a way, that part is true. Just not in a supernatural way. Cats live in a sensory world far sharper than ours. Their ears pick up tiny sounds you never notice. Their eyes catch the slightest movement, a bug inside the wall, a vibration in the pipes, a shifting shadow near the window. What feels like nothing to you can feel very real to your cat. That isn't weirdness. It's a hunter's nervous system still doing its job. And there's something almost beautiful about that. A lot of cat behavior only seems irrational because you're not living inside the same version of the world they are. If your cat is still eating, sleeping, and relaxing normally, this kind of staring is usually just natural observation. But the next behavior is the one that hurts a lot more people emotionally. 3. When your cat ignores you but still follows you everywhere. This is one of the behaviors that leaves a lot of cat owners feeling quietly rejected. You call your cat and they don't come. You try to cuddle them and they pull away. But the second you walk into another room, they follow. You go to the kitchen, and they sit by the doorway. You go to the bathroom, and they wait outside. You sit down to work, and somehow they end up nearby, close enough to keep you in sight. So a lot of people assume their cat is cold, distant, or only interested in food. But in reality, this is often a very cat-like form of attachment. Cats don't always want direct interaction. Many of them feel safest being near you without being held, touched, or pulled into contact they didn't choose. Your cat may not be following you for no reason. They may simply be tracking where you are inside the world that feels familiar and safe to them. That's a very cat kind of love. Quiet. Subtle. But real. Sometimes your cat doesn't need to be in your lap. They just need to know you're still there. That your scent, your footsteps, and your rhythm haven't disappeared. So if you've ever thought your cat was emotionally distant, think about the times they silently followed you from room to room. That may have been their way of saying, "I trust your presence." And the next behavior is even more disruptive: midnight zoomies. 4. Midnight zoomies. If you've ever been jolted awake by your cat tearing through the house at 2 in the morning, you are not alone. A second ago, everything was quiet. Then suddenly, your cat launches down the hallway, makes a sharp turn, jumps onto the furniture, and turns your entire home into a racetrack. A lot of people see that and think, they're being wild. They're hyper. Or worse, they're trying to ruin my sleep. But for cats, this usually isn't rebellion. It's hunting energy with nowhere to go. Cats are biologically wired to be most active during transitional light periods, especially around dawn and dusk. So if your cat spends most of the day sleeping, staying indoors, or not getting enough play that mimics stalking and chasing, that energy builds up. And when it finally comes out, it looks like chaos. That isn't bad behavior. It's your cat's body doing what a cat's body was designed to do. And there's actually something simple you can do about it. Before bedtime, give your cat a short, focused play session with a wand toy, something they can chase, or a game that lets them stalk and pounce with purpose. Then offer a small meal afterward. For many cats, that sequence, hunt, catch, eat, rest, can make the night much calmer. But the next behavior can be even more shocking than zoomies. What your cat brings back to you. 5. When your cat brings you toys or prey. Some gifts from your cat are not gifts you actually want. A sock? A soggy toy. A lizard. A bug that's still moving. Or worse, a mouse placed right in front of you like your cat just completed something important. Most people react with disgust, confusion, or the feeling that their cat is making a mess, trying to scare them, or doing something cruel. But in a cat's world, this behavior is often tied to hunting, storing a catch, and bringing important things back to a place that feels safe. Sometimes it's instinctively showing off the result of a hunt. Sometimes it's the natural follow-through of catching something and bringing it back to a secure area. And this part matters. Not every time your cat brings something to you means, "I love you." But very often, it does mean your cat sees your space as part of its safe territory. And in some cases, you are the one your cat chooses to bring that prize near. So instead of reacting with harsh punishment, try redirecting that hunting drive into better outlets. Wand toys, chase games, or play that gives your cat something appropriate to catch. Because sometimes, what looks disturbing to you is simply something ancient and deeply natural to your cat. And the next behavior is much more subtle than this. When your cat rubs their head against you. 6. When your cat rubs their head on you. Some of the most meaningful things cats do are also the easiest to miss. Your cat walks up to you and rubs their cheek against your leg. They press their forehead gently into your hand. They wind around your ankles the moment you get home, like they're trying to touch you as much as possible. A lot of people assume this is just about food, attention, or simple affection. And yes, sometimes those things are part of it. But underneath this behavior, there's something deeper going on. Cats have scent glands around their cheeks, chin, and forehead. So when your cat rubs their head against you, they're not just touching you. They're leaving their scent on you. And in a cat's world, scent is never just scent. It's familiarity. It's safety. It's emotional recognition. It's how they mark what belongs inside the stable. Trusted part of their world. That isn't random. It's instinct. But it's also trust. When your cat rubs their head against you, they may be saying something in their own quiet language. You are part of what feels safe to me. So instead of immediately grabbing them or turning that moment into forced affection, try holding still and letting your cat come in for another rub on their own. It may look like a tiny moment, but to a cat, it's a very personal one. 7. When your cat shows you their belly, but doesn't want you to touch it. This is one of the most common emotional traps for cat owners. Your cat lies down in front of you, rolls over, and exposes the softest, most vulnerable part of their body. And almost instantly you think, finally, I get to rub their belly. Then you reach in. And within a second, your hand gets grabbed, kicked with the back legs, or lightly bitten like a warning. So a lot of people come to the same conclusion. Cats are confusing. They set you up. They lure you in and punish you for it. But the truth is this. For cats, showing the belly is often a sign of feeling safe. The belly is one of the most vulnerable areas on the body. If your cat exposes it in front of you, that usually means they do not see you as a threat. But feeling safe is not the same as giving permission. And that is where humans misunderstand cats the most. Your cat may be saying, I trust you. Not, you can touch me anywhere you want. That difference is small, but it matters. So the next time your cat shows you their belly, take it as a compliment, not an invitation. If you want to respond, try gently petting the cheeks, chin, or shoulders instead. And the final behavior is the quietest one of all, but also the deepest. 8. When your cat sleeps near you, touches you lightly, or looks at you before falling asleep. Some moments with cats are incredibly quiet. Not dramatic. Not obvious. Nothing you would normally stop and talk about. Your cat chooses the foot of your bed, leans against your leg, rests one paw lightly on your hand, or looks at you for a long moment before slowly closing their eyes. A lot of people assume those things are nothing special. Maybe that spot is warm. Maybe the bed is soft. Maybe it just happened by accident. And yes, sometimes warmth and comfort do matter. But for a cat, sleep has never been just sleep. When a cat falls asleep, it becomes more vulnerable than when it is awake. Its reactions are slower. Its awareness of the environment drops. Its ability to protect itself is reduced. That means where a cat chooses to sleep is never a small decision. It is a decision shaped by safety. And that is why this behavior matters so much. A cat may play near you, eat near you, or sit beside you out of curiosity. But when your cat sleeps close to you, touches you while resting, or lets its breathing slow down in your presence, that often means something deeper. It is not always a grand display of affection. Cats usually do not love in loud ways. But many times, it is a quiet form of trust, a rare kind of permission, a wordless way of saying, when I am at my most vulnerable, I still feel safe here. So when that moment happens, don't rush to pick your cat up or hold them tighter. Let them stay close to you in the way they chose. A lot of cat behavior only seems strange because we keep looking at cats through human logic. We assume biting means dislike. Ignoring us means emotional distance. Running wildly means bad behavior. But the more you understand cats, the more you start to see something important. A lot of what once felt strange is actually language. The language of instinct. The language of boundaries. And sometimes, the language of trust. Cats do not always love in ways that are easy to read. They do not always come to you, cling to you, or make their feelings obvious. But they still leave signs. In the way they follow you, rub against you, sleep near you, and choose calm when you are there. If you see your cat differently after this video, maybe it is because you just understood something that truly matters. In a cat's world, being trusted is never a small thing.